Violent protests are continuing in Lebanon with a deepening economic crisis exacerbated by the virus lockdown. There is one confirmed death, dozens more injured. The currency has collapsed and commodity prices have soared. Human Rights Watch is warning that millions could go hungry. With me here in the studio is Yusuf Taha, Middle East analyst with BBC World Service, suitably socially distanced, of course. Yusuf, thank you for this. How did we get here? What triggered these latest problems?
Well, the protest began last October against the deteriorating economic situation in Lebanon and also accusing the government of corruption and mismanagement. And then we had the coronavirus lockdown and the protests abated a bit. And then the lockdown was eased a little and people were out again on the streets protesting because the economy is getting worse and worse, has not improved at all. The local currency, the lira or pound, has crashed on the black market. It's now retails at 4,000 to the US dollar from the official 1,515. And for people, this has pushed prices for commodities very high up, and also the currency crashed. And therefore, it's far more difficult for people, for the protests to break out in Tripoli in the north, the second largest city, is because one of the poorest cities in Lebanon, with around 57% below the poverty line. And now the World Bank expects, if the economic crisis in Lebanon does not improve with any quick remedies, it might send about 60% of the Lebanese population below the poverty line.
Well, Yusuf, tell us something about remedies if you can. Are there possible ways out of this?
On the horizon, there doesn't appear any quick fix. There is a new prime minister and a government in Lebanon who took over in January, after the resignation of the previous prime minister, Saad al-Hariri. And the new prime minister is a former professor of computing engineering at the American University in Beirut, and he's unaffiliated to any political party. However, the solutions at the moment on the horizon are talks between Lebanese government and the World Bank for a loan. Lebanon is the third most indebted country in the world after Japan and Greece, with 152% debt to GDP. And of course, this does not make things any easier, with Lebanon having to pay the debt installments, eating up more than half the government's revenues, and Lebanon had defaulted on foreign debt payments last month.
So it's going to be tricky. Yusuf Taha, thank you very much indeed. It does sound as if we'll be talking again. Thank you.